Coffee is needed for this video. Make sure that's out of frame. All right, nice and in focus. Welcome back in, guys. Trey Lowell here with Lowell Productions. Today's video is going to be a full walkthrough of how I actually lit this particular set, and we'll give some tips and tricks in regards to how you would want to light a scene, whether it be for an interview or a YouTube talk to camera similar to this. If that's something that you're interested in, stick around as I do a full walkthrough coming up next. All right, so right out of the box when it comes to YouTube videos or it comes to professional videos in general, whether it be talk to cam or just an interview, one thing that we're all gonna be looking to do is raise our lighting game and bring that scene to life. So in today's video, we are bringing to life, I guess you would say, my garage. Now behind me, of course, I have a backdrop, I've got some lights, I've got a lamp, I've got an RGB spilling some blue light on here, I've got a backlight lighting me, and I've got my key light. And let's just kick things off with, I'm gonna kill all these lights. We're gonna start with the simplest, and then we'll eventually make our way all the way up to the key, but let's kill some lights. Now I know it's gonna be hard to see me right now, but we're going to just engage the lights one after another to build the scene so that you guys can see how it comes to life. So we've now engaged our desk lamp light, and then we have our string lights, and this is slowly but surely starting to bring the scenery together. Now our next light is going to be the blue RGB light, and I think this will be the first time you guys will probably start to see me more and more. So we're 3 lights in, we have our string lights, we have our desk light, and now we have our RGB LED light that's casting that blue onto our backdrop. And then our next light is going to be the old faithful backlight. All right, so at this point, we are just one light away from fully bringing the set to where it was in the beginning. Now, as mentioned, we've got our strings, we've got our desk lamp, we've got our blue LED gel light over here off to my right, your guys' left, and then behind me, we have the old faithful backlight. Now, I absolutely love backlighting scenes. The simplest way to put it is it separates me from the background, and it also makes me just pop here on this portion of the body. Man, about 2 years ago, I started backlighting scenes, backlighting interviews, backlighting my YouTube videos, and I don't know what it is, but it just really makes a video look a little bit more professional. It takes some time to learn and get kind of your particular style, but for any of those out there not currently backlighting your interviews or your talk to camera, or just any of your videos in general, consider it something to put on your to-do list and give it a shot. And now we're gonna move to the key light. And from what I can tell, looking at the monitor, we are back up and running. So let's go ahead and walk through the lights that we have. We've got a key light, which is our main light. This is what is really going to be lighting your kind of interview or your subject. So key, number one, most important, we need that. Second most important, I would say, is going to be the backlight. Now you guys see, obviously it's still lighting this side of me, but let's disengage it and show you what it would look like without that backlight, because I've mentioned how important it is, but let's show you what it would look like without. And now that that's disengaged, I'm gonna do a little bit of a side-by-side so that you can see currently we have no backlight, and then you probably should be seeing the version where there was a backlight side-by-side. That way to give you an understanding of kind of what the potential is with that backlight and what it can do for you. All right, so back up and running with the backlight. Now let's discuss it a little bit more in its positioning. Now, of course, I have it currently hitting this side of the shoulder, and it's placed to this side of the frame. Now, my reasoning behind that really has to do with I wanted it to be placed with the actual lamp so that there wasn't any light coming from over here. That was kind of like, why is there an abundance of light from this top right corner? What I wanted to do is I wanted to coincide with the lamp. So the light that's coming from this side, while I know it's not coming from the lamp, the actual viewer themselves at least can just put 2 and 2 together of, okay, maybe it could potentially be coming there, but it just makes sense that there's backlight coming from that side because that's where there's actually some more light or practicals. You could, in theory, put it on this side, probably would look just fine, but my whole kind of thought process on why it is over there is that I wanted it to match the lamp, and also I wanted it to be across from my key. I didn't want my key and my backlight on the same side. I just felt like that would be an abundance of light all on one side. But look, when it comes to lighting, it's more of, depends on what your style and what you're going for, and I think it is to your advantage to at least experiment and try with that backlight rather than not having it at all. Now, if you're wondering what the actual camera setup is for this particular kind of interview style shoot, we've got a LUMIX S5 with a, I want to say Sigma MC21, or I have my Viltrox EF to L mount adapter on there with the Canon 50 F1.8, the nifty 50 that everyone probably at some point has used or owned. Now, the reason I went with that is I wanted to shoot at an f2, we're shooting at an f2.8. I wanted to go below an f4, a lot of times that's what I'm shooting at, but we're at an f2.8 shooting ISO 640, which is the native ISO for the LUMIX S5, and then we are also, our Kelvin is at 5000 Kelvin, and yeah, shooting 4K 10-bit 422, and this is kind of what it would look like. I've really been experimenting with that nifty 50 on the S5 recently for interviews. I love the actual kind of footage that it's getting out of there. I know it's an extremely cheap lens, but this will give you an example of what it would look like as well. But overall, that's kind of a quick walkthrough of this particular YouTube style setup. Bottom line here is key light, backlight, RGB, a couple of practicals, make sure to get your exposure right, and you've got a good talk to camera setup. So hey guys, it's Trey Lowell with Lowell Productions, and as always, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like the content I keep creating here on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Just side note, I think I did, this was my 5th take, and reason being is, I think I've talked to you guys about doing my collaborations with Movo, so my introduction for their videos is a little bit different. And I don't know why, but time and time again, I got my introduction so goofed up that it ended up taking 5 tries. So don't be discouraged. Hit that record button, power through, make a video, upload it. Peace, guys.